Greetings and welcome, Thrift family, to another episode of the Thrift Store Prepper. That's right, me, the TSP, and getting back into the swing of trying to make videos after the excitement and fun and frolicking of spring break. This is a little bit of a video that's kind of inspired from that, and it's also going to be the first of the walkabout videos, and I'm actually going to retrace the steps of the walkabout video that I lost due to the battery failing on my backup phone. As you can see, it's 18:22 on Tuesday, June 18th. So at 9 p.m. this evening, we will be going live for the 150th episode special, although that would have been yesterday because I'm not going to upload this video until after the 150th episode live special. So this will actually be the 151st, and it will be the first of the walkabout. Now, Killer Kyle, I still need your PO box or your details so I can get this bag of spring break trail mix out to you, brother. And the other reason I mentioned Killer Kyle is because Killer Kyle mentioned something during spring break, and I think maybe the 4th or 5th day, and he said he'd like to see me do a $50 haul at the dollar store. So guess what? Here's $50 Canadian money, and if any of you have not seen the Canadian money, I have no idea who that is on the front. And they got this little see-through thing here, which it's got a tower. I think this might be in Toronto or maybe Montreal, but I don't know. And you got this clear bit here, and what's on the back? A boat. You got a picture of a boat, and you got a little maple leaf there, and some numbers. It's very handy, you know, if you're one of those kind of people that may have done this before in the past, then these weird kind of plasticky non-paper money is quite handy. But anyway, we're going to be doing a walkabout video, and I'm going to be heading out very shortly. So I've got my $50, I've got my change purse for 50, and as you can see, there's nothing in there. So we're going to put the $50 in, and that's all we're taking with us to the dollar store. There's an actual lie, I've got $20 in here for my $20 top up at the No Frills. I'm going to get some stuff at the No Frills for the $20 top up, and that's going to be another video you're going to be seeing probably directly after this, because I'm going to take the top ups out of the live feeds and start concentrating on putting those back as the video and part of the pantry build, because it's an ongoing thing, and not everyone wants to watch the live feeds, and some of the top ups are getting lost in with the live feeds. And if you'd seen the live feed that we just had, maybe we had a little bit more talking, a little less pantry build stuff, and that's something I'm going to keep separate into the videos, as well as these nice little walkabouts. So we've got my change purse, so we're going to get up. Actually, let me just shut the door. Oh, that's something I should have probably done, is turned down the sound, because we could probably get some pings and stuff from notifications. So we've got the Herschel. Remember the Herschel that we found on the street a couple of weeks ago? So in the Herschel, I've already got some of don't know if you can see that. I've got about $3 Dollarama tote bags in there, and we're going to throw the change purse in. So that's that. We're going to have a little look at the pantry. This is empty, so we're going to be working on maybe filling this or doing something about all of this tomorrow. Is a little project for me on my second day off. But as I said, we're going to get ready to go out and do our walkabout very shortly. So we're just kind of I don't know if you can see that there. That's the mirror and the stuff on the top. I was trying to maybe give you a little sneaky glimpse of my head there, you may have seen. But we're going to have a little look in some spaces. So I know I've got something in there that I need to do. I need to pick up some refried beans at the No-Frill as part of my top up for the week. So that's a little spoiler for you, what you will be seeing in the next video. And as I said, I kind of got this here, and we found this item trasher hunting. So using the bag that we also found trasher hunting, we're going to head out to the Dollarama and do a little walkabout through my neighborhood and show you my route to the Dollarama. Alright, Thrift fam, so I'll try to stop it at the 4-minute and 22nd mark, so obvious reasons. But here we are, a little bit enough away from my house. Look at that beautiful tree there and some houses. So I'm far enough away from my house where any of you with you know, investigative skills, should we say, might not be able to find me. But we're coming down to St Joseph's Hospital here in Toronto, which is just a stone's throw from where I live. And this is in the sort of Roncesvalles Parkside neighbourhood of Toronto, and this is kind of the nice side of the tracks. And shortly we will be crossing into Parkdale, and St Joe's Hospital here, which we're coming up to, is a little bit of the kind of border, kind of the Brandenburg Gate, so to speak, between fancy Roncesvalles and Parkside and sketchy Parkdale with the tweakers and crack dealers. So well, there's my little local housewife with a beater mare walking her husband. I'll give you a shot there, but to a penny in my neighbourhood, to a penny, but we're not here to talk about this. This is a walkabout, so this is me recreating the steps from the other day that I actually lost. I got to the Dollarama, pressed stop to finish the video, and my phone died and I lost the video altogether. So this is me retracing my steps. So we're going into hospital ground now. There's a little dicky bird there. Funny enough, there's a dicky bird there last time I got to this point. So there's a little thing over here to St Mary, and there's a big chimney thing up there. Look at that blue skies, and it is a beautiful summer day here in Toronto. And we're going to see a beautiful view in a little while, but we're going to come and walk through here. There's a little kid playing, some people having some reflections. And this is what I wanted to show you. Look, there's a little statue there. I think that must be Mary, and she's got her rosary on and some flowers. So we're in good company here, and they say you're not allowed to smoke in this particular part, but some nice flower pots. And no, he's not here. There's usually a crack dealer that wanders around this neighbourhood. That's not him, don't worry, it ain't him. He's a lot more sketchier than this guy, but yeah, there's usually a little guy that hangs out in this part of the neighbourhood and sells crack, because sometimes a lot of crack heads end up in this hospital. There you can see the good old beautiful sun out there, and I don't know if you can see in the distance up there, there's a little bit of a horizon, but we're coming down on Lake Ontario, and this is how close I live to the lake shore, into the lake down here. But we're not going to be crossing the road just yet, because I want to take you a little bit through Roncesvalles, and this is where we might see some interesting individuals as we pass by. So keep your eyes peeled, viewers, for any beta male type characters with beards and maybe skinny jeans in tattoos they ain't earned. And some of you know what I mean by earning your tattoos. You've got to earn your ink. You can't just go and get a fucking rub-on transfer and be a bad boy like Ed Sheeran. A couple of people here walk in. Hello. And someone off to work, poor girl. She's probably going to be 12 hours in the shift. So I don't know if you can see down there. That is the lake. But we're just going to take a little side swipe and get back to the lake in a minute. So we're coming up onto Roncesvalles Avenue, and this is like, ooh, hipster haven. This is like the mothership. This in Liberty Village in Toronto. Oh look, there's a little bit of trash on the street there for anyone who wanted it, not me. There's some chest of drawers by the looks of things. So just goes to show you, there's always trash on the streets, people. If you keep your eyes peeled, you'll find something. Don't know if that's still in working order, but you could probably, yeah, it looks pretty tidy. You could probably set that up and put that to use. Be a pretty nice little pantry, in fact. You might have to come back for that. But anyway, let's keep rolling. So we're going to cross the street here. Getting some strange looks from people there. But never mind, there's a nice motorbike going by if you like motorbikes. And this is the Copernicus old folks home. Not like the Sandpiper residence in Better Call Saul, where they are acting, carrying out exploitation and crossing state lines and stuff. But yeah, that's a nice looking old people's home there. And we're coming up onto Roncesvalles, and I think there we go. What were we just talking about? He's either a tweaker, and that's a tweaker for sure he's tweaking. He's just texting this guy, he's got his $10. Oh, I don't know. No, he's trying to look like a tweaker, but he's a hipster. And there's another one, look, too tight jeans, too short, he's got his little beard, his glasses and his haircut. So that's two, we didn't even hit Roncesvalles. There you go, I've actually got my flip-flops on today. I don't know if you can see those. It's that first day of summer you can get them. So there you are, this celebrating Seniors Month. And this used to be a little bit of a Polish neighbourhood, and it still is. So that's Roncesvalles Avenue that we're coming out to now. We're going to keep walking this side. Oh, look at the old Merc. That's pretty nice. That's an old 500, I believe. 500 SL, nice and shined up. That's in pretty good nick. And yeah, even he's having a little look at it. So actually that's kind of like Roncesvalles behind us. I thought that's the nice areas. And yeah, kind of now we're getting a little bit towards the Parkdale part of town. So I don't know what this building is. It's like one of those kind of new agey types of place. Look, there we go, there's another bloke, beard, 3 people. We've seen 3 men, they've all got beards and the beta male gene. We're not going to wait for the subway. I'm just waiting for this lady behind us to get out of the way. So we're going to be heading down and crossing the tracks into Parkdale. So he is over there. And I bet he doesn't even know how to lace his Adidas. Which is something almost nobody knows how to do. Nobody knows about the bars on bars. If you do, then you deserve your Adidas. If you don't, then send them back and get yourself a pair of Tom's espadrilles. Look, there's a hat here on the fence, and I think this bloke was going to try and run me down a little bit, but there's a hat if you wanted to. Take it home, wash it. What does it say on there? Wolves. So if you like the Wolves, whoever they are, I don't know who the Wolves or what particular sport team they are, but yeah, this is kind of how From Nature looks. So this is kind of like where the vegan-y, hipstery, nice little quiche places come. But now we're coming down to the Howard Johnson, where you can rent rooms by the hour. And there might be a couple of tweakers in crack dealers around in this particular neighbourhood. And I think I can see some more bearded boys over on the other side of the street. There's one there on his bike. Look, see what I'm telling you? Clones, people, clones. This is how you simulate reality. You get people to start looking and behaving like each other, and then sooner or later you're going to introduce a microchip to the brain, which will be able to control thought patterns and maybe a Borg or hive-like mentality. So this is a little shop I was going to tell you about. It's a bit of a vintage, old kind of second-hand shop. There's a little duck there. I'm sure my mother would love that. She has a little bit of a thing about ducks, as it happens. But yeah, this is one of these little quiche sort of second-hand short shops. That's going to probably, that duck's probably $300. And that little jug there. And there you can see my shadow, hello. But there's the Tullamore, that thing there, can't even pronounce that, but that's probably about $60. But this place here, the Ice Queen, if you ever need some rock, there you go, there's a rock. He's just putting something in his pocket right there. So yeah, that's what I was telling you. But this is a place you can get an ice cream, and if you're very, very lucky and know how to ask, you can probably get yourself a side of rock. And there's usually a lady that sits over on that corner there selling, and in this little parquet. But there's something of interest, like parquets. These are little things that they have darted around on Toronto, little bits of greenery that you can go and sit down and enjoy. And we could go that way, but we're not going to. But over there, there's like a little, someone's got some vegetables and stuff growing up, some berries, I think, maybe. But they're nice little places. You can go and stop, smoke spliff, and read a book. And the reason I say smoke a spliff, we might be doing that in a minute, have a little 420 that break down by the break. So this is the Howard Johnson, although I don't think they actually own it anymore. They just ain't took the sign down. And there's a TTC drive, and I can smell the dirty Mackie D's. So here you go, you can kind of see the nice fancy storefronts and stuff are gone, and you've got Greenfield Market that's trying to get in on the cage. But this is a little bit where the Parkdale and the Roncesvalles divide comes. So we're going to be heading across the road here, and we're going to head down to the lakeshore. And there's just ahead of us is the Polish War Museum. So that's something of interest and what I wanted to show you. So we've got 16 seconds to cross the road. Yeah, we have. We've got 12, all the time in the world. Fuck them, they got brakes. Anyway, I've got flip-flops on, so I've got to watch myself on the street. So we might as well get halfway there. And we'll just wait a little bit until maybe the next light, which could be a while, but we could probably run across. I think these cars ain't going to cause us any problem. Thank you. So here we are, coming down to the lakeshore, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but we've got some boats out on the lake. So there's a bridge there. If you wanted to go down and cross over, you could get in to down to the beachfront there, and that is Lake Ontario, ladies and gentlemen. So can I zoom in? Yes, I can. So there's the lake. See some boats out there, and right over yonder, the other side, that would be New York State. Oh, look what's going on in the sky up there. That looks like one of them things. Where are we? There it is. And we can follow that all the way down to over here. Now this, what we're looking at there, let me zoom out. That is a tobacco. In a lot of those skyscrapers, you actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's spark up my spliff. Hold on. I did bring you a lighter and a spliff pre-rolled, so I can do some smoking and talk to you a little bit about this thing that we're looking at over there, a tobacco. Hang on. I think we've got it lit. But anyway, yeah, so over there, that's a tobacco. Now, a lot of these buildings that you'll see, there's a spliff, and you can do this in Canada, it's legal up here, so come pay me a visit. But they're trying to make like a little bit of a beachfront community over there, and they're trying to make it look a little bit like Miami or something, and these high-rises. Now, a lot of those, these are these smart buildings. Now, some of them have got like Alexa and fucking Google Home built right into the wall. And some of them, I believe, even have like facial recognition and fingerprinting to get in. You don't need a key anymore, you just need to register your face and your fingerprint. So that's a little bit of a smart area going up, and it's very modern. As I said, most of those buildings have gone up in the time I've been here, and excuse me, they were or at least some of them were under construction, and they seem to be going up to a penny. So that down there, it's a little bit near rush hour. You can see the Gardiner Expressway, and there ain't nothing express about it at this time of day. It's a little bit like snail pace. So we're going to walk round because oh, there was that little blonde girl we saw earlier. I think she might be a tweaker looking for some rock. She's a bit fancily dressed, but you know, all types. And there's a lady sitting down there feeding the pigeons, and look at all these birds, lots of them, and she's out there feeding them, bless her. It's like what was that lady in Home Alone 2? She lived in Central Park and kept all the birds. So there's a streetcar, and these are the ones, if you're ever in Toronto and you see one of these, you can ride them for free because it's on an honour system. So this is the Polish War Memorial. Am I still zoomed in? That's better, that's why it's a little bit weird. So you can see this is a very nice little monument. In just up there you can see the Polish and Canadian flag flying side by side, and you can see the sun through a pine tree, and that's very Canadian there, the palm tree, the maple leaf, the Polish flag. And I do have Polish roots. My dad was of Polish destiny, their origin, as was my grandparents who come over after the war. And here's some nice little things here, so pay my respects to my Polish roots and those who lost their lives during World War II. I have a little puff for you. If I had some vodka, I'd spill some for the Polacks that give it all in World War II. But that was like a Polish neighbourhood there, and that was once the Easy Rider Cafe. It's a very interesting building. Up there's a little tiny patio thing, and believe you me, that's on Queen Street West. That's some prime real estate. You ain't going to be renting anything in there for less than a couple of grand a month, and that's probably just for a room. So here you can see there's a little bit of traffic coming on because it is rush hour, and downtown's just around the corner up there. About a 10 or 15 minute streetcar ride, or maybe a 30-minute walk if you were brisk. But we're going to walk down in the shade here, and I hope you're enjoying this little walkabout. So there's a tobacco again over there in the distance through the trees, and that's a little spot. What we were talking about, the smart cities that are coming, and Toronto very much is going smart city, and lots of these condos, like that's a district, that's a neighbourhood that wasn't even part of Toronto, and the growth of Toronto as it's expanded is soaked up Etobicoke as part of the Greater Toronto Area, or the GTA as it's known if you live in the 6. So look at some of these nice buildings here on the lakeshore front, and these are, oh my god, I don't even want to tell you how much these properties would be going for. But this is some prime real estate, and there's the railway tracks there. And yeah, you can see the Gardiner is beginning to back up, and you can't see it very well, but kind of if we were to follow around is this way. In the distance there would be Hamilton. And the reason I mentioned that, you can get a nice little kind of distance there, what's going on, you see the clouds and the sun. Hamilton, and the reason I mentioned that was where, if you've seen the Mysterious Skies Over Toronto video that I might have to try and figure out to put the link in the, so you can see it there. But that was where they witnessed the same weird sky phenomenon as I did, and that's quite a beautiful sky going on there, and it is we are getting to the longest day. The 21st of June is going to be the summer solstice, and there's a TSP's shadow for you if anyone's into that kind of thing. But we're walking down this way towards the Dollarama. Now, if I wasn't filming and stopping to point out some of these things to you, it's not that long to get there, and especially if I duck and dive and zigzag, you can knock quite a little bit of time off this track. But I'm doing this is a nice day. There's some more boats out there on the lake. Should we zoom in and see if we can get the boats on the lake for you? I don't know if you can make them out, but there are some boats over there on the lake. So I'm going to switch arms because that one's getting a bit shaky now because it's been up. Let's zoom back out. There's another one of the streetcars. And that's the marina. They have lots of things that go on there. There's some tennis courts. I don't know if you can see that. Never been in there, but yeah, that's the marina. People can park out their boats and stuff, and we might have a little look at some of those boats in a second. So one day there's that little bridge, I don't know if you can see it, that takes you down to the beachfront. One day we're going to head down there and do a little bit more filming, because you get some nice skylines of the city down there. Oh bloody hell, my spliff's gone out, hold on. I might have to pause. Alright, back to it. So yeah, the gridlock's coming up down here. We still zoomed in or out. There's the GO train. GO train, there we go. If any of you are interested in trains, that's the GO train. They go all over Canada, I think. Let's look at some of these nice buildings over here. And it is such a beautiful, beautiful blue sky summer, perfect day. So 25 degrees. I was out in the backyard getting my sun on. And feeling good, you know, the sun, vitamin D, all this nice oxygen from the fresh new green leaves is certainly nice after the winter to get that, you know, the cobwebs out and start feeling, you know, a little bit more healthy about yourself. And having a little walk around the neighborhood also keeps you healthy, you know, you don't have to be going to the gym and pumping iron and shit. And, you know, I'm nearly 50 years old, for Christ's sake. So a little walk keeps you fit and keeps the heart in check. So there's a taxi driver and some people. I don't know what this little lady or man is doing over here. But not far away is the Dollarama, but we've got a couple more little things to see on our walk before we get there, and one is a little bit of interest. It's there are these two houses, and I don't know if they've got a little bit of rivalry or anything going on, but I will show you and explain when we get there. If there are any fans of The Simpsons, you might appreciate this little bit of humour, and I see this most days if I head down to the Dollarama. I often thought I should try and get a picture or something, so we're going to capture that on film in a second. You know, you got run over by the guy on the bike. Bearded guy everywhere. Toronto is like the clones, Attack of the Clones. There's like a clone factory, I think, out in Scarborough. This pumping out these bearded blokes, 2 to the penny. So he's just sending a text or something. And look what we got coming up ahead, people. Walking his girlfriend's dog, no doubt. And then we got the flags of Ontario, Canada and Toronto. The blue one is the Toronto flag. The red one with the Union Jack, that's the flag of Ontario, and the maple leaf. And there you can see a few boats on the marina. And see if we can zoom in and get some of those yachts out in the lake. And it's a beautiful day for it. No doubt about it. If you've got a boat, this is a beautiful day to be out on Lake Ontario. So, you might have to cross the road at some point to come and show you this little house, but we'll keep on this side of the road at the minute. Maybe I should push it that side and you can see the lake while we've got it, and we can see some more streets later. So there's a nice look at the view of Etobicoke over there. See, and they're trying to make it look like Miami or something. And trust me, it's nice in the summer, but in the winter when it's minus 40, it doesn't really work, beach community lifestyles. But there's the marina again, and you can't really see it, but across that lake there is New York State. And yeah, you won't be able to see them, but you can kind of, as my finger's pointing, you can see the chimneys in Hamilton. But that's Lake Ontario over there, so kind of see the Humber Bridge a little bit in the distance, and some more of the skyline in the clouds that seem to be moving in for the rest of the night. So look at this building here. That's beautiful. Look at that corner unit, that turret thing. That's I'd like to live up there, and that would be the Thriftorium, and live like Doctor Strange or something. So there's some more yachts down there on the boat, and people biking down on the lake shore. And there's a little bit of a beach there. There are some people sat out, and that's something people don't tend to understand or realise, that Toronto has beaches. And on a day like this, you know, 20 minutes walk or 15 minutes walk for me, I can get down to the lake shore here, and you know, on a beautiful sunny day, that's just as good as being on a beach in Europe. Oh, he's one, but he doesn't got the beard yet. Although that might have been a girl, actually, come to think of it. There's a guy, he's off to get his rocket, the Ice Queen. For sure he is. And that's a little thing, you've got to know your neighbourhoods and what goes on, and walking your streets is a good way to familiarise yourself. And many of you may not get to visit Toronto, or some of you that have mentioned that they lived here might know this area. So we are coming around the corner. In a minute you will be able to see the no frills sign in the yonder distance. You know, there's a siren going on there. So we're done with Miss Bliff, let's toss that. Looks like there might even be a little bit of trasher over there on the street. So we might have to dangerously jaywalk in flip-flops, because if we have to run, then we could get ourselves a little bit fucked. But I think we've got a gap. Jaywalking in Toronto with the TSP, shit, I do got a little bit of a jog. But we made it. So we are going to come up to that house in a minute that I was talking about, but there looks like there could be a little bit of trasher here, or it might just actually be trash. But who knows? Like we say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And there's a pair of shoes in there, a couple of bags, look, some clothes, a boots, a handbag. So yeah, you know, if you really wanted to, you could have had a little rummage through that. And that's another reason I wanted to cross that beautiful building there with all the ivy on it. That's a little apartment block, you know, like condo block building type thing. But yeah, that's very nice. I like the ivy in some of the little streets and quiet neighbourhoods that you would never see or go down. And as you can see, everything's in bloom. All the green and the leaves and the plants are out in. I don't know if you can make it out, but there's the no frills. That's where we're heading. But just before we get there, those houses are coming up on this. Look, vote for Daryl King. And here, yeah, there's another like sort of apartment condo building. Don't know what's going on there. That's a little bit shabby. So this is some of the signs of Parkdale. You know, that run down and this kind of dirty front looking building. It probably was very nice once upon a time. Someone's like tossing their rug out the window. Look, that's proper community building block living right there. So here it is. Is it coming up? Yes, here it is. It's coming up right now. There's another streetcar, the 504 that I would be catching. It's a black cat. That might or might not be good or bad luck. So I don't know if you can see it here. It says Two Bad Neighbors. And that was in an episode of The Simpsons when I think, was it Ford? Former President Ford come to live. And this is the house next door. They've got an old Jeep there with a couple of bears in it. And they've got some little frogs on the thing. And they got a little get up here of butterflies and jangly things. So I don't know if that's like a little bit of a neighbourly rivalry or something going on there. So there's a school bus over there. I always like the yellow school buses for some reason. I don't know why, they look cool. Never had them in England. Look, they're not paying attention. A couple of zombies. Oh no, he's sparking up. Fair play to him. But the lady, she's getting a quick dopamine fix. No, is it up this one or the next one? No, it's up the next street. We're going to have a little look at something before we head into the no frills, and then we will be ending this little walkabout video before I go and do my groceries. Hello, it's a nice little doggy. There's another nice looking dog over there by the looks of things. I do like the animals. I'm quite fond of dogs, especially. I like to have one, but you know, they're an expense and responsibility all of their own, and not something I'm willing. That's an interesting building. You can bet Scooby-Doo would have some adventures in there. A little lady having a walk, you know. There's another lady with a dog and a chick with some tattoos. hello. Sorry, didn't mean to be creepy, but you know, girls and tattoos and stuff. I don't know if you can make out there. Let's see if we can zoom in. That's the top of the CN Tower poking out over the no-frills. I'm in the distance, and that's where we're going to be heading in a little while. But first, we're going to have a little pop down this street coming up in Harry's Burgers. That's another place I'm pretty sure you could buy some contraband if you were in the market for some. I've never been there, but it just kind of reeks of the Ice Queen in some of these, you know, little fronts in businesses. How you want to stay open is probably because they are slinging some kind of contraband or another to supplement their business. So this is the street we're going to go up here. And why we're going to go up here? Because this is the Buddha temple. We're going to have a little look at the Buddha temple. We saw Mary a second ago, and across the street so we get a better view of it actually, and so that girl doesn't think I'm stalking her or something, which I'm certainly not. But this building here, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little bit of sun coming through the distance. This one here, this is the Buddha temple, and there looks like a little Buddhist lady walking around, and sometimes they come out around this time of day for prayer time. And yeah, there's another one, look, and they come and they do the little prayer reels when she says her prayers. So I don't know, I have a little bit of a calling or drawn to Buddhism. I find it quite peaceful. I don't know if that's like calling to me or just curiosity or interest, but that's the Buddha temple. And I always feel a little bit of peace and calm around here. And they got a nice little garden and a windmill, and that's actually good that I pointed out the windmill, because I might need to get a windmill or something of those sorts. So there's the things, and it's got a little slogan there, and here's the lady walking around doing her thing. So that's nice, and they're all coming out now, so we'll leave them to do that. But I don't know, kind of got a calm sense then for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, very, very tranquil. So that's pretty much it. Our walk's come to an end, and still see a little bit of traffic and a couple of people having fun over there in the sun, running across the crossing. So there's the no-frills, there's the Dollarama, so many of you, and you can still see the tip of the CN Tower. And there you are. See, this is my one-stop shop for my prepping needs. There's the no-frills that I talk about all the time, and there's the Dollarama that I talk about all the time. And we're going to go up here and cross the road, but I've got to go and get a pack of smokes first. Actually, maybe I don't. I don't think I brought enough funds to get smokes. So never mind. Maybe I have to send Roger on an errand for me later. So there it is, the Dollarama, and it's underground. So you go underneath, and it's below the no-frills. And trust me, this would probably be my bug-out destination if the shit hit the fan. So you can, I don't know if you can see, but we're kind of getting a little bit, you know, out of the midtown towards the downtown now. And maybe you can see a couple of the skyscrapers if I come out here. You might be able to zoom in. And yeah, that's a little bit of the downtown skyline. So that's it for we're going to be crossing the road and going into the Dollarama. I'm going to be going in here to get some cigarettes very shortly. So I'm going to try and round it up to around the 34-minute marks. And hope you enjoyed this little virtual tour in my walk to the Dollarama. And obviously you won't be seeing this until after the live event that I'm going to be broadcasting this evening. So that will be the next time I see you. But who knows when you'll see me next. So this has been another ship video production outward broadcast for the Thrift Store Prepper. Catch you next time, Thrift Fam. Take care.